Hey, welcome to Cinemas with Benefits. This is the review of Turner and Hooch. Please enjoy.
All right.
All right.
First video.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Thank you for coming in. Cinemas with Benefits doing their first video today. Movie reviews. Today we're doing Turner and Hooch. I'm Joe.
This is David.
And so basically all we do is we're going to do movie reviews, new and old movies. Maybe some of you guys seen the movie before. Maybe you guys haven't. So this could, help you see if you want to see something new in your movies. And if you have seen it before, we're going to give a couple little facts. So maybe you'll learn something along the way. Hope you guys like it. Feel free if you guys want to comment or if you guys want to message, and we'll do our best to try to answer everybody or message back to everybody. Like I said, the first movie we're doing today, Turner and Hooch. What are you going to tell them about it?
Just that it's a buddy cop movie, to be honest. Tom Hanks and directed by
Roger Spottiswoode.
Roger Spottiswoode, yeah. And it was filmed in 1989, and
It's a good old action comedy. You can't go wrong with Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks plays the detective. You also have his partner in the movie, Reginald Bell Johnson. He plays the detective that's taking over for Tom Hanks. Yeah. You might know him from like Die Hard. He played a cop in Die Hard as well. If anybody, seen Family Matters, the old TV show, he was the dad cop in Family Matters. So you guys might know him. John McIntyre was in the movie. He played Amos Reed. And Craig T. Nelson, he was the chief. You guys might know him from movies like Poltergeist.
Coach.
The show Coach, yes sir.
Coach,
yep. And the dog in the movie, he was played by Beasley the dog. Yeah. Like I said, you can't go wrong. It's a good movie. It's a family-friendly movie.
Yeah.
Anybody who loves dog movies would definitely like this movie. So basically, the gist of it, Tom Hanks plays the detective. He's a uptight OCD detective. Yeah. Kind of does everything by the book, and he's getting tired of his hometown in California. And he wants to switch and transfer to a big city, get more action, stuff like that. So he's about to retire, so he's training his partner to take his place. As he's doing that, one of his friends, Amos Reed, he gets murdered. And so Tom Hanks decides that for his last case, he's going to go and he's going to take on the last case of his friend. While investigating the case, he finds out that his dog, Hooch, may be able to help him solve the murder. He's going to try to use the dog to identify the killer. So he takes the dog into his custody, brings him home with him and everything like that. And they have to try to bond together. The only thing is, Tom Hanks being OCD,
right,
and neat freak,
right.
Hooch isn't that clean.
No.
Hooch is a dirty dog.
He destroys that house.
And he's a huge dog. He's a French Mastiff. So if anybody knows French Mastiffs or Bull Mastiffs, they're huge dogs.
Yep.
So this dog is very dirty. He's very big. He eats everything in sight and destroys everything. So Tom Hanks he's not liking that at all. So he has to try to cope and get along with Hooch. And Hooch also has to, he's not used to that living environment either. So Hooch also has to try to get along and learn to live with him. Yeah. But all in all, there's comedy involved. It's really funny. I would definitely say, if you haven't seen the movie, it's one to see.
Definitely.
What would you say about the movie?
What I would say is that I mean it's a family friendly comedy buddy cop film. It's definitely it's definitely got its moments. It's you've basically covered everything on that.
It was also came out the same time as Belushi's movie K-9.
Same.
So you
same
had Turner
year.
and Hooch coming out the same time K-9 came out with John Belushi.
Well, K-9 actually came out.
And
K-9 actually came out first, and then a few months later, this movie Turner and Hooch came out.
Yep.
But
I would say K-9's a good movie too, but all in all, I would say Turner and Hooch.
Because of Tom Hanks.
Would have beat that movie out.
Because of Tom Hanks, I think this one beats it out. Even budget wise, they beat each other out.
Yeah. For the budget, this movie, what was it? 13 mil they had.
They had
budget.
13 million for their budget, and then they gained gross U.S. and Canada 71 million.
Yeah, so 13 million budget, and they made 71 million off it. So the movie definitely made out. They made way more than what they spent in for the movie.
And the month even before Batman came out, so it's a hot summer, like a busy summer for that year.
It's a good time for movies.
A good time for movies, oddly enough. It's
you can't go wrong with
no.
the old years they came out with blockbusters.
Oh yeah, every so much good stuff.
So yeah, that's basically the gist of the movie. A couple facts for people who may have seen the movie before. If you didn't know, like I said before, Hooch was played by a French Mastiff, really just big dog.
Yeah.
He was also played by 4 dogs total. The main dog was Beasley, and he was 17 months old, and he had a stunt double who was played by Igor. There were 2 other dogs, but they were the 2 mains. Roger Spottiswoode is the one who directed the movie.
Yes.
So Henry Winkler wound up getting fired 13 days into the film. He just wasn't getting along with Tom Hanks. He actually came out and said that he got along better with Hooch than he did Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
So they fired him 13 days in. Bam, in comes Roger. Takes the movie over. Usually when dog actors are in the movie, they use a clicker.
Yeah,
So something that the dogs will pay attention to. This one here, Tom Hanks actually used a clicker.
Yeah.
And that's how he got the dog to look at him and turn and do everything that Tom Hanks wanted. So Tom Hanks is actually the one that used the clicker in that movie.
You can tell, like, when you're watching the movie, like, you can tell, like, they've spent, like, some time together. Like, even at the beginning, just when the dog just goes after him for that muffin or whatever. Yep. And you could just tell, like they
had a bond.
They had a bond, man. Like,
well, it's funny because Tom Hanks even said that he off camera he spent a lot of time with this dog.
Yeah.
He said that he actually did have a bond with the dog.
Yeah.
He said one of the hardest scenes to shoot was when Hooch got him by the throat when he was getting the muffin.
Yeah.
He said that was one of the hardest scenes to shoot because Hooch just had a problem with doing it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I feel like if you're gonna do a dog movie, you can't just shoot a movie and just be on set with the dog.
Well, no, you have to you have to bond with the dog. You have to have some sort of you gotta be connected to somehow.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta have that connection. You gotta have the connection with the dog for sure, and I feel like that's why the movie worked so well. Was because they had a good bond together.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
What else was there? When another one was so in the movie they show Hooch drinking a beer.
Yeah.
And Amos Reed poured the beer inside of his dog bowl, or Hooch goes into the fridge and he grabs a beer can and he cracks it open and he starts drinking that beer.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are going to be like, oh my God, he gave a dog beer. But he said that the dog actually wouldn't even drink the beer. They actually were giving him the beer and the dog wouldn't even drink it. So he would crack the can, but then would just leave it there. which is a party foul. You can't waste beer. I mean, come on, dog.
Yeah.
So what they wound up using was a chicken soup can.
Yeah,
so when he was actually drinking, it was chicken soup, not actually the beer.
Yeah, not actually the beer. Even though, I mean,
I don't want to give away the ending for people who didn't see the movie, but there is an alternate ending that was a little more happy.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's still a happy ending.
They said it's still a happy ending, but some people, like myself, would have preferred this one.
Right.
But yeah, so they actually did have an alternate ending, but they said they tested it with the audience, and the audience reacted better to this one here, so that's why they used this one.
Yeah, I completely agree on that.
Which, I could go either way with the endings. I like the one that they had, but then I could also go with the alternate because, feelings.
Right, exactly, feelings.
But what were some of your favorite scenes?
I don't know, just when, like, the meeting between Tom Hanks and Hooch.
When they first met on the pier?
Yeah, when they met on the pier, and then that house scene when it was at the store getting the dog food and everything. That dog was just destroying the shit out of that house, man. Destroyed the door, just tore up that damn couch of his.
I love when he lifts up the shoe and all the drool comes out.
Drool comes out, but he destroyed that house, man.
Yeah. One of the pier scene was definitely one of my favorites. I did like the pier scene. When he's sitting there with the muffin, he's like, "I got a muffin for you, Hooch."
Yeah.
And the dog's just hauling tail towards Tom Hanks. And that whole meeting was a good scene. I did like that one.
Like
the house scene, of course, that's definitely a favorite. I mean that's probably one of everybody's who's seen the movie favorite scene. Or when Tom Hanks got locked out of his house in his underwear because the dog, and then the dog's just looking at him like, "You ain't coming in."
That was so funny.
So that's just the good stuff there.
The cop station was another good scene though too.
When he pulls the desk,
the dog was fucking farting and shit.
And then Hooch found his love. He found that girl dog at the vet clinic.
Yeah.
And it just so happens at the same time that Tom Hanks found his love also.
Yep.
So, love at first sight for both.
Right.
Funny
how that works.
So hey, you got to take what you can get.
Right.
So, all in all, in my opinion, I would say that the movie was good. Especially it's an older movie, 89 you're talking. So you can't expect much like CGI or graphics like today's movies. But for the movie as it was back in that time, I loved it.
It's just a simple story, so it's enjoyable just with that.
It's exactly that. It's a simple story. Tom Hanks took a basic script and he made something magical with it, with this dog.
Exactly.
It's you can't get more basic than this script. And what Tom Hanks and this dog did with it was awesome.
Tom Hanks' acting is Tom Hanks has always been, a great actor, at least in my opinion, but like that script was just, it was his script, man. Like, he made that character his.
He did. And in my opinion, this is probably one of his most underrated movies.
I don't think so, too.
Out of all his movies, I would feel like this one doesn't get the attention that it deserves. I feel like this is definitely one of his most underrated, and I don't understand why, because it's a great movie.
It is a great movie.
Like I said, you can watch it by yourself if you're home alone. If you're bored, you can put it on, have a good time, and laugh.
Yeah, you want a simple comedy.
But you trying to have family time, if you've never seen it with your family, or maybe you've seen it but your kids haven't seen it, it's a great family movie. It's good for everybody. It's a movie that I grew up watching that I kind of hold dear to myself.
Same here.
Especially as an animal lover for dogs.
Oh, yeah.
I love the movie. Disney tried to do a new remake on the Disney Plus channel. It's a TV series, Turner and Hooch.
I saw that. I didn't realize that they actually had that.
Apparently, I haven't seen it, and I hate trying to watch shows that try to take over old good movies. Right, it's like trying to remake Scarface. You just don't touch it. Yeah, and apparently this TV show didn't do good. it only ran for one season. It
Okay.
it got canceled after one season, so there's not even a season 2.
Huh.
I might have to try to check it out for myself to see how it
Yeah,
is.
dude.
Because it may have got canceled, but it could have been a good show.
It
Good
could've
shows, good shows get
Oh
canceled.
yeah, true. Very true.
So
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
I'll have
too.
to try to check it out and see for myself. But apparently, one season didn't get renewed. But I would definitely say that you have to check the movie
Oh,
out.
definitely.
I would say at least once.
At least watch
It's
it,
definitely good for a one-time view.
yeah. Definitely.
Like I said, especially for kids.
Yeah, definitely.
With my son, I would definitely watch this movie with my son.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. For some good points of the movie, I thought for a basic story, I thought it was still a good story because it kind of teaches you not to take life so uptight. Like,
yeah, don't be so.
kind of live in the moment.
Yeah.
Don't take everything as like by the book and
You gotta,
just kind of live in the moment, enjoy your life.
you gotta take
You know,
chances, Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it also kind of says, you don't want to judge a book by the cover.
Oh no, yeah.
Because you look at Hooch at first and you're like, man, it's like how most people look at pit bulls.
Well, yeah, yeah.
Oh my God, that dog's dangerous. He's big. He looks mean.
It's
But
vicious,
on
yeah.
the inside, I mean,
It's a
that
big
dog's a
sweetheart.
teddy bear.
My big sweetheart.
You can't. So it kind of tells you a couple different morals, but like don't take life so seriously and don't judge a book by the cover.
Yeah, it's a good message behind the story.
Yeah, just kind of like get to know everybody, and it's even true to the day. With stuff going on today in the world, it kind of tells you like maybe this person may look scary, but get to know them. You might actually find out really good people.
Right.
There's good people out there that they look off-putting, but in all,
Good people.
they're good people.
Yeah.
So I don't really have any bad points of the movie. I watched this movie so many times, and I was trying to think of something negative to say about the movie, and I could not find anything negative to say. I don't know if it's because I'm being biased and I just really love the movie, but I could not think of anything bad to say about this movie. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you have anything bad to say?
No, because I was thinking of that last night when I rewatched it last night, and I was like, damn it, there's nothing really bad about this movie. Like it's seamlessly good. Like
Like some people might say like the bad is, well, the script is so basic anybody could have done it.
oh yeah.
But they probably couldn't have.
Yeah,
If it's a basic script,
well, yeah. But,
maybe everybody couldn't have done it. Tom Hanks really pulled that off well.
I mean, he bonded with the dog. That's probably the saving grace of the whole film because of how they interacted with each other and how they was able to work together.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know, like it was just magic in a bottle.
It's just the way that movie was shot. I feel like the actors that were in the movie, the director that came in to shoot the rest of the movie after Henry Winkler got fired. I feel like the whole cast, the dog, everything was like perfect.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a movie that shouldn't be messed with today. Like they shouldn't remake it. It's a classic movie.
It's like Back to
the Future. It should just be left alone.
It's like Die Hard. It's like those classic Hollywood films that you just don't have to remake. Like, you really don't because they just go with the times. Like it never changes.
So it's just
one of those things that just.
Disney tried to remake it and it didn't work, so it just goes to show you just don't mess with the original. If the original is good as it is, just leave it as it is.
Make stuff similar to it, but just don't. You just don't.
There's no need to
remake it.
There's no need to remake just because we got new special effects or new computers, new CGI. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to remake a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes movies are just good as they are.
Like I can understand with like some movies, like for instance, like It. I mean, granted, the classic was the classic, but when they remade it, they had put so much extra stuff into it. Plus, it's a horror film on top of that, so
it was a good one.
But
it was a good one.
This is still the same concept. You don't really have to mess with too much.
Yeah, I just think the movie's perfect as it is. As for myself, I would say, like, if I thought that I was anybody from the movie, I would probably see myself as a Tom Hanks. Not because I'm, like, uptight or anything like that. I find myself, like, I'm a pretty funny guy. I don't really take too much seriously. Besides, like, family, friends, stuff like that. I really don't take... But I am kind of a clean freak. And I do have cleaning stuff that I like, you know, like, house... Got to be cleaned every day.
Yeah.
Got to clean the house every day. Stuff like that. So I would say if I was anybody, I would see myself as a Tom Hanks in the movie. Who do you think you'd be?
I don't know, between Tom Hanks and his partner. I don't know. Like that.
Really?
Well, that's a good. That's a
I
good
see you
character.
more as a Hooch, man.
Hooch is making a mess everywhere.
No, just because you're big and furry and cuddly and you drool a lot.
I drool. Fuck out of here, bro. No, wow.
But you're a big teddy bear, you know?
No.
You're lovable. And you a dog.
No, this guy.
No, but no. I can see you as the partner too, but I see you as the lovable Hooch, man.
Yeah.
And you're my partner in crime, so I love
partner
it.
in crime. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this one here. That's the review for Turner and Hooch.
That's the review, man. Like that's all I got for that.
That pretty much sums it up for Turner and Hooch. I would say, I would give this movie an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Yeah. It's probably a little high for most people, but I just love the movie, so I would say a solid 8 or 9 out of 10 for me. What would you rate it?
I'd say a good solid. I would say just because it's one of my childhood favorites, probably between 8 and 9. Probably more so a 9 than an 8. But that's just me.
I agree.
It's just how sentimental it is as far as childhood movies that I've watched.
I agree. So there you go, about an 8 or 9 out of 10. I would say if you guys have seen it before, maybe message or comment on this post and tell us what you thought of the movie.
Give us some more facts.
So that, we would like to know what you guys thought about the movie too. Yeah. So let us know in the comments. Or if you haven't seen it yet and you want to see it, let me know if you're going to see it, or if you do wind up watching it. Come back onto the page and let us know what you thought about it. We'd like to hear the feedback for sure. Also, on sometime next week, probably Monday or so, maybe even tomorrow, we will be putting up a new poll so you guys can vote on the next movie that we do. So make sure you guys check out the page. Make sure you guys go vote. Let us know what movie we're going to do next. We're pretty much going to do the same thing. Tell you about the movie, give you a review about the movie, what we thought, and maybe just some cool facts about it so you guys can learn if you have seen it. Really appreciate you guys coming through and spending time with us. Appreciate you guys if you follow and keep up with our posts and stuff like that. Just thank you everybody for coming in and joining. We appreciate it.
All
right. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a good day.
Have a good day.
Thank you.